hit the ground. There's no painful impact at the end of this punt. And the lizard stands up and he goes, "Soccer. It is a very honorable sport."
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm saying.
"I will best all of the other Lacerti in this valiant war."
Yeah, all you need is goalposts.
"So you will stay with us and be our soccer?"
No.
And that, my friends, is where we're going to cut to commercial. That was a wink sound. Enjoy the artist spotlight.
Hi, this is Brett. I play Gray and Yasalga. This week's spotlight is Games by B, an NYC-based artist who hand makes custom tabletop RPG accessories. B is an agender craftsperson who designs and creates a number of amazing RPG materials like dice trays and dice bags, and often incorporates LGBTQ+ images into their work. They can be found at their Etsy shop at gamesbyb.etsy.com, on Twitter at gamesbyb, and can be reached by email at gamesbyb@gmail.com. We hope you will support this amazing artist and invest in their work.
Hi, it's me, Rose, your friendly neighborhood guide. I'm here to tell you about a fun new piece of news. This podcast is now part of the Audible Podcast Affiliate Program. Audible is an amazing way to find access to tons of great books. If you think about it, audiobooks are really the original podcasts. In the ancient days of the 90s and the early 2000s, before Spotify and Stitcher and Apple Podcasts, there were cassette tapes of Lord of the Rings and CDs of Stephen King novels. In modern times, we have to get a bit more creative with our audiobooks, and that's why there's Audible. There are also so many ways to support queer writers and writers of color by downloading their books. Here is a few fantasy or sci-fi suggestions that we'd like to offer. The Priority of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. Considered by some to be the best epic fantasy book since Game of Thrones. Hazel and Grey by Nick Stone, which is an African-American retelling of Hansel and Gretel. The New York Times bestseller of Blood and Bone by Nora Roberts. And Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir, a story about a lesbian space necromancer. Hazel and Grey and The Priority of the Orange Tree are both Audible exclusives. You can get a free 1-month Audible trial by visiting www.audibletrial.com/agameCalledQuest. That trial includes 1 token to get a free audiobook. So if any of those sound interesting to you, now's your chance. Get the joy of listening to great fantasy stories without the frustration of having to wait for the next podcast episode. Try Audible.
Snyder's Return is a tabletop role-playing podcast featuring interviews and a D&D 5e actual play adventure, so you can learn about different game systems and content creation, while also listening to us disrupt everyday life on the Sword Coast. We release episodes every Tuesday and Thursday on your podcasting platform, so come join us as we improvise, adapt, and overcome.
And now, back to the quest. "I will best all of the other Lacerti in this valiant war."
Yeah, all you need is goalposts.
"So you will stay with us and be our soccer?"
No.
"Well, then how will we play?"
I turn to Thorn and I'm like, could you talk to one of the creatures in the creatures in this forest to see if they'd be interested in being a soccer ball?
Turtle, who wants to be a soccer ball? Nobody wants to be a soccer ball.
There's a lot of time that passes in these forests. Dr. Turtle just gives up on the list. I'm sure you could find someone, a hedgehog, perhaps, maybe a possum.
All right, I'll be right back. Zach's going to try to look for the tracks of a hedgehog, which was going to cost me 1 AP.
Yeah, so you find the tracks of a hedgehog. You find a burrow with a little nest inside of it. And when you find the hedgehog, they are kind of like setting up you can see they're like nuzzling around, putting twigs and things, setting up their nice peaceful nest. What do you do?
I'm going to speak with Animal for another adventure point. And I'm going to say, hey, little hedgehog.
It looks up at you with wide eyes.
Whoa, you're talking.
Yeah, and I can do that now, apparently.
You want to go ahead and real quick describe to us that move?
Oh, I have to touch him. Before I started talking, I just reached in and I did a little Pillsbury Doughboy woohoo, and poke him in the tummy.
Amazing.
And so I touch an animal, I form a telepathic bond with it for a minute, and I can interpret its thoughts and feelings. So yeah, I'm hey, little hedgehog, look, I can talk to you. Don't worry about it. It's a thing I can do. I was wondering, do you like games?
What kind of games?
Sports games, where you're the star.
So he still just looks like a regular hedgehog, but you can just hear his thoughts. And he kind of runs in a little circle around the nest a few times, super fast. And he goes,
Well, yeah, I'm super athletic. Yeah, I'm super athletic. Super fast. Super fast.
All right, Sonic. Listen, it's not really about you running around. It's about you curling up into a ball, which I know you're probably really good at, right?
I am. I'm really good at that.
and he rolls up into a ball and rolls around his nest in a circle.
Okay. Now, that's awesome, and that's exactly what we need you to do for a few new friends that I made. And the only thing is they're going to have to kick you. You want me to make a roll for that?
I think so, yeah. I think you have to.
That was a 12.
All right. So that's a success.
12 is a success.
Yeah, 12 is a success. 11 to 19 is a success.
The hedgehog goes, I mean, okay.
I mean, yeah, I mean, maybe they won't kick you. Maybe they'll just push you around with their noses or something. I don't know. I don't know how snake people do their thing, but, you know.
Nah, man, I mean, I appreciate your honesty.
Yeah.
You really could have easily just not told me that was a part of it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm all about honesty. So
Things get pretty boring around here unless, you know, there's like a war going on, which is pretty much every day.
Yeah, well, you know what? You know what just happened? We just put a stop to one of those little wars, and you know, now it's time to play games. So why don't you come help us out, and you can be a big hero, a big sports star.
Oh yeah, I'm totally down. Just, you know, point me to the winner's station. Sorry, I don't know that much about sports.
Yeah, me neither. Hey, let me give you a ride.
And he crawls up on your shoulder, taking the perch where Talon usually goes.
I won't tell her.
And the two of you guys come back to the rest of the group, and you pass off this hedgehog. So you guys get back, and everybody's slowly rousing the rest of the lizard folk, and they're explaining, you know, we're not gonna fight, even though the monarch told us we have to. We're gonna fight in this other way, in this valiant war called soccer, where we kick a ball and win that way. That's about it. All that they know.
I'm sure to tell them that they need to be just a little bit gentle with the hedgehog until they can find a real ball.
Sure, we can do that.
As Thorn was out there, I'm pretty sure Gray has been correcting all of the Dr. Turtle misgivings about the human soccer game, considering that Turt's a galactic turtle who has never necessarily been to Earth.
Definitely.
Is it like turtles, and that's how you do a touchdown, and Gray's like, nah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely getting a little bit it's driving him a little crazy. Like, no, that's not okay. So you don't say that. You go. And as all of this is going on, he hears that little voice in the back of his head again. What you see in your head, you can make that be. And Gray is going to use Mirage to form the illusion of a giant soccer stadium.
Oh, wow. You want to explain to us how that works and how much adventure points it costs and all that stuff?
Yeah, for 3 adventure points, I can conjure a major illusion no larger than 100 meters in any dimension. The illusion can be of anything that fits within space, and you can program it with looping mechanics. For instance, you can create the illusion of an oasis, a pile of treasure, or a lumbering giant guarding their territory. If a creature passes through or touches the illusion, they will no longer see it. Creatures with the ability to detect magic may discover the deception. So, Gray is going to form, like, the outside of it. You'll still see the ground in the middle, where they're planning to play, but there are now little stands all circling that. You can see goals on either side, and some illusory human bystanders holding up a sign that says one that says go Mountain Goats, and one on the other side that says go Denver Nuggets for some reason.
Oh my gosh, this is the most detailed illusion ever. I love it. So you guys spend the rest of the evening basically teaching this group of 6 lizards how to play soccer. You guys, it turns out that the other ones, they were just unconscious, like the ones that you had seen, like the bodies, when you guys first arrived. They were just unconscious. You spent the rest of the evening kind of tending to their wounds, teaching them how to play the earthen game of soccer so that they can kind of skate by this rule that has been given to them by the monarch, that they have to fight each other and that they have to engage in daily battle. You managed to give them a way around that. So they're very, very grateful, actually. As the sun is setting, Thorn/Zach, you hear a caw over your head, and Talon swoops down and lands on your shoulder, and then clip-clopping in the distance as you look and you see Daisy running with his sword up as if he's going to, like, rescue you from whatever is going on.
No, it's good, man. I think we got it covered. I'm sorry, we sort of maybe come back for you, I guess. Sorry.
Your bird was very restless, but we did our best, and you can see he's got, like, scratch marks all over him as if, like, he got in a fight with a cat, basically.
Talon, you shouldn't. Talon.
She just squawks and nuzzles you in the neck.
Okay, good bird.
She missed you.
Sorry, dude. We've already got even teams. Unless, and then Gray looks towards Zach, unless the bird can play, and then I don't know if that's allowed, and then he kind of, like, inwardly thinks to himself how that would work.
It doesn't.
So Zuri just kind of, like, looks up, and she's just like this whole thing, like, she's just kind of been, like, in the back, just kind of, like, trying to watch, but she's kind of just been, like, floating away from the group, metaphorically, just, like, not feeling very present, because she's still pretty devastated about feeling like the sound was coming from, like, Maya and it turning out into this. So she's having a hard time, like, enjoying this. And she kind of just, like, pulls back, and she's just in her own world. And, like, while this is happening, she can actually feel herself becoming more Elise. But she just looks to the group and she just says, "Look, that's all right. I don't really, I'm too tired to play anyway. You all go ahead." And then she kind of, like, steps away from the group.
And I think when you step away, Daisy kind of comes up beside you, and they are adjusting their hair, which has a couple of bird feathers in it, and brushing off their robes. And they say, "Your friends, they are very easily distracted."
Can't blame them. It's better than to sit around and mope, yes?
I suppose. But I think I have to part ways with you. I have to get back to my village. I'm sure I will see you again when you arrive, but it just seems that I prefer to travel through the night, and the group of you seem to have other business.
But what will we do without you? How will we know where to go?
Well, seeing as you managed to somehow, by the seat of your pants, end a war, I believe I can trust you with this object. And they pull out a silver compass, and It has a sort of glow around it. When he puts it in your hand, it feels